out what their jobs actually were. All right, so here we are with Matt Rutler. Matt, will you tell us what you do on the job, on this particular set, and what your job is?
Okay. I work in the AD department, and
what's AD?
Assistant directing.
Okay. Yep.
And we basically, it's usually a team of about 5 of us, and we mainly set everything up on the set so that the director can focus primarily on creativity and work with his actors and not be bothered by like things like this,
Yeah. Well, what are they doing right here? What's happening here?
They're just moving a condor. We're probably going to set some lights for later on. We got some night work to do tonight.
Oh, okay.
So they're getting ready for tonight's lighting and all that jazz.
Yep. So what does your job entail as far as like, okay, when you come in, regular day, is it 9 to 5, or like what's your schedule like?
It's never a 9 to 5, unfortunately, but it doesn't really feel like you're working, which is kind of nice. You don't. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's very challenging. Basically, what I do, it's called First Team.
Okay.
And I deal primarily with the directors. The actors.
The actors, yeah.
So I get a call sheet in the morning, and I might have 8 actors. I might have 15 actors
that are coming in that day.
And I just have to coordinate all of that with hair, makeup, wardrobe. I got to see who's coming in. If something changes, then we have to get in contact with them, and just make sure that they're where they need to be in a certain wardrobe and ready to go, and just keep them completely informed of the day's work.
And do things change on at any given time, or is it pretty much set?
Things change all the time.
All
so
the time?
That's you have to be. That's why we carry these walkies around.
Yeah.
If the director wants to change a shot around, he'll let Larry on this show, who's our first AD, know, and then it just goes down the line, and we might have to change an actor, or might not have to do anything.
So what happens when an actor first arrives? Do you like greet them and then tell them to come to their trailer?
Yep.
Is that how that works?
Usually in the morning, we set up all the trailers, we label them, and then we receive the actors. We get them breakfast, whatever they need. We let everybody know that they've arrived.
Now, excuse me one second. When you said we, that's your whole team?
Yes.
The whole, okay, yeah.
Yep. I try and coordinate all of that, but sometimes, when I work in TV, we have like 15, 16 actors a day.
Right.
And, I might have 10 of them landing at 8 o'clock, and it's literally impossible for me to greet 10 actors at the same time.
I see, of course, yeah. What are some of the challenges that you're faced with? What kinds of things come up for you?
Things like estimates. You want to try to keep everybody happy, and you don't want to put pressure, especially on the actors or the people getting the actors ready.
Yeah, but estimates, like, what do you mean by estimates?
So let's say right now we're setting up for another scene. I have 2 actors that are in the works.
Okay.
And I need to try to time out so that I get the actors ready before the camera gets ready.
Yeah. So are you in touch
aren't
with camera guys too?
Constantly in touch with everybody that's on set.
Yeah.
Hey, how long until the camera's ready?
Right.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
I go back here.
You talk to the people in wardrobe and say, okay, they have 10 more minutes.
I have to, think, okay,
ahead.
They got 10 minutes to change, they have 20 minutes in makeup, they have 20 minutes in hair.
So you're constantly trying to anticipate what's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the name of the game is to not let the camera beat us. We want to beat the camera so that they can go, okay, camera's ready, bring in the actors.
Right.
So,
okay. Now, what kind of training did you have to have a job like this?
Just figured it out as you go.
Really?
I guess.
Is it on-the-job training?
I just, I started about 2 years ago, and
how did you get your first job?
Funny enough, I interviewed for the wardrobe department. I got the job, and I said, I really want to be more around camera on set, dealing with actors. And they were nice enough to forward it to the AD department, and I interviewed.
On this particular job?
No,
another shoot?
On the proposal.
Okay.
It's actually coming out in a few weeks.
And that was a film shot in Boston?
It was shot in Boston, Rockport.
Okay.
With Sandra Bullock, Ryan Reynolds. I learned a ton on that, and eventually I started getting into First Team on that because I think the guy one of the kids got sick or something, had to leave the shoot. So
so you got to fill in the shoes and then figure it out.
I started off as taking care of all the walkies, which can be a disaster, but
that must be a huge amount of coordination. Like this particular shoot, for example, how many walkies do they have today?
I don't know how many in this one.
Yeah.
Not very many, but on the big $100 million budget.
Yeah. Oh, 100 million. That's huge.
Yeah,
so how many
there might be like 300-400 walkies.
You were in charge of 300 or 400 walkies
on the proposal.
Yeah.
Wow. It can be a pain. It's
that's a huge challenge.
track down all those walkies, and you lose them in the water and everything.
Oh,
so
really? So at the end of the day, you have to make sure they're all back in at the end of each day.
usually just kind of keep track of them throughout the shoot. And
Oh,
then,
okay.
You know, get them back to where they need to be. But
Yeah.
that's how I started. I took care of the walkies, and
Yeah.
you know, eventually just kind of got into this. So
Now, did you go to college to study something of a different nature?
I went to Roger Williams University in Rhode Island. I studied business and music.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now perhaps we can segue into how have you tied in your music background into what you're doing now?
Well, I'm kind of a musician at night. That's what I do
Okay.
for fun.
Now, don't you have long days on the set anyway?
Yeah.
So
And,
how many hours a day do you work?
Sometimes with gigs, you know,
Yeah.
depending on where they are, it might be up all night, you know.
Really?
So,
Well, that's why you're in your 20s. It's good. You can just
Exactly.
power on.
Exactly.
So what kind of stuff are you doing with your music career? Tell us a little bit about that.
well, I've been together with a band for about 3 years.
And what's the name of the band?
It's called the Nate Mott Band.
Okay.
And
Nate Mott Band, everybody. They're up and coming.
I'm actually leaving early from the shoot.
So
The-
rehearsals, is that the next step for you?
We're gonna go up and check the sound, and
Oh, yeah.
then have some dinner, have a beer, and then,
And then
go on around
you go.
10. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
excellent. What
So,
time do you play till?
I don't know. I kind of just
okay.
show up and
and you
whatever.
just go with the flow.
Just go with the flow. you
Yeah.
know.
All right. Excellent. Now, what do you play?
I play guitar,
Yeah. Electric.
electric guitar, and acoustic.
Yeah.
We have a great album coming out, 15 tracks.
Whoa, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's
And
gonna
you
be
guys,
out.
do you have a label, or how did you manage
Nope,
to
we're
produce that?
all independent. We raise money
Cool.
through shows and the last album that we did,
Excellent.
and yeah, we're trying to save our music. We don't really want anybody to steal it or to
Absolutely.
get
Yeah,
the wrong
that's
thing,
a big,
so
huge challenge.
Yeah.
So now, how many guys in your band?
There's 4 people in the band,
Yep.
and then we have like a nice small little staff, people who do marketing for us. And,
Oh, so you guys are kind of like big time already.
Yeah, we've played at Patriot Games. We've opened up for a couple of national acts.
Wow. Like who? Anything we would have heard of?
We've opened up for Godsmack.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know if you ever heard of them.
No, I haven't heard of them. But I'm sure they're really good.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
We've played at a bunch of different celebrity events for like New England Patriots. We're doing a really big fundraiser for them in a few weeks.
Oh, awesome. So you're kind of like a headliner on certain things. All right. Do you guys have like a website? Like, how can people find out about you guys?
We do. myspace.com/Nate Mott Music.
Okay, and
And,
that's M-O-T-T?
M-O-T-T, Mott like the applesauce.
Oh, yeah, Nate Mott Music. All right, cool.
Yep.
Very cool. So how long have you been with your band?
About 3 years.
Yeah, so you work really hard. I mean, this is
Yeah.
like a really hard gig.
It is.
And how many days a week were you on the set here?
Every day. We did 6-day weeks, so
Really?
for 3 weeks.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So now, just to rewind a little bit, when you got your college education, did you ever think you'd be going into the film business eventually, or?
I wanted to somehow do something with film.
You
and
did.
I wanted,
You knew that.
And I wanted to do music, and I just said, because to me, the two most important things that really influence everybody.
Yeah.
You come home from work, you watch a movie, or
Yeah.
you relate to
Entertainment,
anything
that's true.
through music.
Yep.
So I just think they're two great things, and I was like, I gotta do both of them somehow.
Really? Now,
and a
did
lot of-
did you grow up surrounded by music or film or anything in that nature?
Not film. I just always enjoyed movies, and I always wanted to know how the heck do they make that.
Really? So
wow,
you always
what's-
had a curiosity for that?
Yeah. I'd always go and buy the DVDs and the extended versions or the director's cuts
cuts
or
are
whatever,
always-
just to see
yeah.
like the making. And,
Yeah.
just super interested in what goes on behind the scenes.
Cool.
And,
So you just kind of followed that intuition, followed your dream on that.
yeah, I just said I want to get into it, and I just started networking and asking people, and
Yeah.
started off as a PA and
Yep.
kind of
So-
got into this. So.
Yeah, that's really cool. So what do you see yourself doing after this type of work? Are you planning to go further and further into filmmaking, or
Yeah.
further into your music career?
Funny enough, I worked on a TV show, TV pilot before this. And,
Which one was that?
It was called Empire State.
Okay.
It was
And is
filmed
that
in
shot in
Providence and New York City.
Oh, cool.
And they got wind of our music, and
Oh.
so they want to use some of the music for the TV show. So
Most excellent.
eventually, I just would like to somehow combine
Yeah, just
both
keep
of
it
those
going.
things. Just keep it going. You
Yeah.
know, we cut down on the hours a little bit. 'Cause
Yeah,
it
that
gets a
might
little
happen.
crazy,
Hopefully
but
that'll happen eventually. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think for a long time people have long hours in this business.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, where do you live now? Are you from?
I live in Newport, Rhode Island.
Oh, okay. So
I
for
love
the
it down there. It's
I'm
awesome.
just gorgeous.
Yeah.
I've been down there. Oh, it's so cool. It's beautiful. Now, for this shoot, did you stay locally or did you commute?
I stayed in a hotel. I had to commute to gigs, and sometimes, we were finishing up the album right in the beginning of this, so
Yeah.
I had to go back at night, really late, and
Back to Newport?
back to our studio.
Oh, yeah.
That's out in Rehoboth, Massachusetts.
Uh-huh.
Just to kind of finish up the little parts of the album that needed to get done.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Yeah, so.
So you stay really busy. That's so
Always
awesome.
busy,
Yeah.
always busy.
So I was going to say, what do you do for fun? But it sounds like what you do is fun.
It is fun. When I have some time off, you know, I like to read a lot, and I love hanging out with friends. You know, I love socializing, going out. So.
And was there a lot of socializing on the set? I remember there's a lot of really cool young people here.
This was a very, very laid back,
Yeah.
great movie to work on.
Oh, good.
You know, last night we were all out. We went out and got sushi and stuff, and
Oh,
everybody's close, and
Cool.
so it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And Cape Cod is beautiful.
It is. It's such a magical place. I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I just love it here, and I hear that all the time.
It's great. It's,
Yeah.
you know, I've been to a lot of different beaches around the world,
Yeah.
and there's some of the nicest beaches right here.
Oh,
you know,
that's good to know.
Race Point. We were there for about 6 days.
Yeah.
And
How
just
was that?
coming in on Route 6, you
Yeah.
know, and just seeing it was
The
unbelievable.
seashore.
You know? Yeah.
And I heard you had mixed weather, so even with that, it was still fun.
We did. I mean, the bad weather wasn't fun,
Yeah.
you know, but the whales were there,
Oh,
and
really?
that
So
was,
you got
you know,
to see some wildlife.
yeah. Every day there was always whales, and we were, you know, the dune buggies would drive us out to the spot, and you know,
Cool.
it was like, wow, I'm going to work. I'm going to my office right now. You know, there's whales out.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, see, that's the thing. I'm sure a lot of people are always curious. Like, so do you really have an office?